this is Mary from SVG Cuts, and today I'm here with all kinds of really fun fruity projects for summer birthdays or parties or whatever. And I really tried to make it good for kids and for adults, as you can see with our margarita card versus our popsicle card, which could also be for adults too. And of course we have some really cool little boxes here. And first of all, we've got our pineapple, and it has a fun little tag on it, but that is totally optional. I also think the pineapple would look great in like a tan color, and then if you took a green ink pad and you inked the edges of it a little bit, it would look even more realistic, like a real pineapple. So this opens up, you can put some fun little goodies or treats in there, or just use it as a party decoration or party centerpiece. So we also have our cute little citrus slice box, and I've done it up as a lemon, obviously, but you could also do a lime, an orange, or grapefruit or whatever. So it's really cute and fun for summer, for whatever you've got going on. Now we also have a fun little simple watermelon box, and it's almost like a one-piece box, how there's not like a separate lid and a separate bottom. It's just kind of all one piece. It's got cute little stripes on it, and there's no round edges, so it's so easy to just glue the tabs in place and decorate it, and you're done. So our cute little popsicle card, as you can see, super fun with a little banner, and if you've got a bunch of stamps, you've probably got something that'll fit in there. And if not, you can see on the product page exactly what stamps I used. They're by Hero Arts. And this one too, it's large enough where if you've got any kind of stamp, it should really work in there that says, you know, happy birthday or congratulations or just because or whatever. So this time, the paper that I used is so bright and so fun. It's by Doodlebug Design, which I haven't used a lot of. I don't even know why. I've got some patriotic paper by them also that I'm excited to use. And it's just really bright and really colorful and just puts you in a good mood. The first time I saw it was Tamara Tripodi from our design team from Happy Life Crafty Wife. She did a little video showing it, and I just fell in love and had to get it. So Doodlebug Design also makes some really nice glitter paper, which I used on the margarita. And they also have all kinds of really cute little flower brads, and their bling is like extra shiny and pretty, I think. They also have really cute washi tape, which I got but I didn't use. I feel like I never know exactly where to use it, so maybe someday soon I'll figure out a good place for some washi tape. So I've got all my pieces cut out for these 3 boxes here, so let me show you how they go together. So first of all, let's take a look at our pineapple. Now we've got 6 pieces that look like this and 6 that look like this, as well as the bottom. So first let's take the larger of the 2 pieces, which is the top, and this bottom tab here is going to fold over at the end. So right now all we need to worry about are these 4 tabs on the side. So what I'm going to do is just put glue all over each of the 4 tabs on the side here. And then I'm going to take one of the other pieces and just start gluing it up along the side. Now I've already started doing this here. As you can see, I've already got 5 of mine glued together. I got a little bit glue happy when I was getting ready for this video, and I almost finished my pineapple here. So as you can see, I'm just gluing 1 tab at a time, giving it a chance to dry before I move on to the next one. And as this one is drying, I can move on to the next one here. And I'm not really lining this up absolutely perfectly, but as long as you get the idea of where yours are going to go together. And now all that's left to do is close up this final seam here. So it's a little bit trickier to get the glue up on this first tab, but as long as there's like a dot of glue up there, that's fine and dandy. And just a little line of glue on each tab is perfect. So again, I'm just going to go one at a time and give each tab a chance to dry a little bit before I move on to its neighbor. And the rest of them just kind of start to fall right into place. Oops, my first one was not completely dry before started messing with it. And you just want to work your way up until the seam is closed. So now for the rest of my top here, I've just gone ahead and put glue on the inside of this bottom tab. And all I'm going to do is fold each one over and give it a chance to dry. And this just makes sure that the top is nice and sturdy and has a nice little finished edge. So now we can set this aside, and the same principle applies to the bottom. So I'm going to finish putting my bottom together, which again is 6 pieces, and all 6 are the same. So I'm just going to use the same principle to put this last piece into place, and then I'm going to close up the seam just like I did with the top. So now my bottom is almost complete here, and all I need to do is put glue on all 6 of these bottom tabs, and then grab my little 6-sided shape and just place that right on the bottom. So now my bottom is all done, and so is my top, and they fit together nicely. And now all I need to do is take my little panels here, which, like I was saying earlier, I inked them with a green ink pad, which I think looks like a real pineapple. So for this you could go realistic with tan, or you could go more whimsical with like a golden yellow or orange. And as you can see, I only put glue on the very top and the very bottom. So I'm just going to place that right on the top and give it a moment to dry. And I'm going to hold the top while I place the bottom in place. And I'll just go ahead and do that all the way around the pineapple. And I'll do the same thing with this bottom panel here, all the way around. So now let's take a look at the leaves of our pineapple. We've got 3 pieces going from smallest to largest, as well as a little circle. So what we want to do is start with the smallest, which is the outer ring of leaves. And there's one little tab on the side here that I'll put some glue on and just glue that into a little ring of leaves. So now I can go ahead and put glue on all of these bottom tabs here. And I want to make sure that my glue goes all the way out to the corners and all the way up to the edges of each little piece, so that it doesn't start coming apart at all. And now this I will just place right onto the top. I could try to line up the corners with the corners of the pineapple if I wanted to, or I can just kind of just place it right in the center. As long as it's centered, I don't think it really matters how you line it up unless you want to get really technical. So I do need to hold this for just a minute here as it's drying, because it kind of wants to come up on the edges. And now I can move on to my medium-sized set of leaves. And as you can tell, I've creased each leaf along the little score line that it has. And I just put glue on that side tab again, and same principle, I'll just flip it over and put glue. Now you can be more careful and precise with your glue. I'm just gonna kind of slap it on here so that you get the idea of how it works and where it goes. And that's pretty much good enough. And again, I'll just place this right into the center. Mine's actually a little bit off center, but that's okay. And I need to give it a chance to dry, because it does want to come off if I don't hold it while it dries. Then I can go ahead and take my little circle and just cover the bottom with glue, place that right in the center to help finish it off. And then we can take our final set of leaves here, and again just put glue on the side tab, fold it around, And then again, all I'm going to do is put glue all over 6 of these tabs, and I'll just place it in the center, hold it while it dries, and then once it's all dry, I can kind of maybe curve some of these out a little bit, or maybe bend them a little bit more and just make it look all finished. So next, for our citrus slice box, I'm just going to put together the lid today, which is these 2 pieces and the liner and the top. And we're going to start by covering this whole long side tab with glue, a nice thin even layer of glue all the way out to the edges. And I'm going to place it on the other one. And both pieces are identical, and it doesn't matter which one you do first. So now one trick for this is, as it's drying, I want to curve it while it's still wet, because if I let it dry flat, then when I go to curve it, it's going to not want to curve very nicely. So while that's drying, I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. And this is the lid of the box, but the same steps apply to the bottom of the box. So I'm going to give it a moment to dry here as it's curved so that it has a nice round shape. Now I can go ahead and start bending all these tabs over. And all I'm going to do is put glue on every single tab. And the way to do this, I think, is to work quickly, because you don't want your glue to dry before you get to the end. But you also want to be sure that your glue is covering the tab, or at least the edge of the tab that's closest to the outside. So I should probably hurry up a little bit here before my glue starts to dry. And if you feel like you want to try to do them like 2 or 3 tabs at a time, you can certainly go for it. I think it's kind of difficult to get in there with the glue, and it's too hard to adjust it, because sometimes you might get to the end, you might work your way around and find that you need more space on one side or something. So with this method, I can adjust it as it's drying, and I think that's the best way to glue a round thing like this, is just all at once. So I actually surprisingly did a really good job lining it up. There's really no overhang on the edges at all. But let's say that you have, oh, like right here, I have a little bit hanging off. I can try to adjust it, but if I can't, then what I'm going to do is take some really fine scissors that let me get in there, and I might just trim that off a little bit, and then I might take my sandpaper and just sand the edge a little bit to finish it off a little bit more. So now, to finish off the inside and to help it maintain its round shape, we'll just glue the liner on the inside, and the same principles apply to the bottom of the box as well. So finally, for our cute little watermelon box here, we've got the main part of it, and the dark green part, and the light green part, and then obviously the seeds, which you can add at the end. So I want to take these 3 tabs here, and I'm going to glue them on this side of this green piece. So I'm going to start just with this tab here, and I'm going to go ahead and put glue on all 3 of them now, and then I'm just going to work my way down the line here, and I'm just making sure to line that up real nice. The edge is lined up with the other edge real nicely, and I want to make sure it's drying before I move on. And there we go. So next, let's take this long tab here on the watermelon, and this is the tab here that's across from this little thumb hole, and we will just close up our box like so. And again, I'm just doing my best to line up the 2 edges, and I can lay it down on my work surface here and push push down from above. And now we don't want to put any glue on this tab because this needs to be open. So next, let's take this little side tab here. It's actually a functional tab, but it's also part of the design of the finished project. So we'll just put that in place, and then there's another rectangle of the same size on the other side, which I'll put some glue on and bend that around into place. So I want to be sure that the edge is butted up here on the inside all the way. And now all that's left to do is glue down this rind here. There's one on the bottom right here. And when you're all done, if you want to take maybe a little bit of sandpaper to finish it off extra nice, you can, and then a green ink pad to just completely blend out any red that you might see through there. And there's no glue goes on these 3 green tabs, but glue does go on this final piece of the rind of the watermelon. So I just want to line that up real nice and allow it to dry. So next, for our little green piece here, I just want to put glue on the whole thing. I'm just going to do a quick little line of glue. If you want to be more careful and get yours completely coated, you can. And I'll just place that right on the top and around the side and onto the bottom. And then all that's left to do is glue this one little piece right here, and you're all done. You can just add your seeds and voila. So there you have it, super fun, fruity projects for summer. I hope they come in handy for any birthdays or parties that you have coming up. So if you make any projects, we'd love to see pictures on our Facebook wall or in our forum or on your blog or Instagram or Pinterest or whatever. So thanks for watching. I'll catch you next time, and happy crafting.
Learn more by visiting www.svgcuts.com. Don't forget to like us on Facebook and watch all of our crafty videos on YouTube. It's a world of crafty content with you in the middle. SVGcuts.com, inspiring you to live creatively and beautifully.